A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Aline Getzi, currently pursuing my LLB honors at Chettinad School of Law. I will be the moderator for this webinar. I thank each and everyone for taking their time to join with us today. We have more than 850 registration. We feel very happy and proud to see your active participation. I am happy to welcome you for the national webinar on the topic Financial Empowerment through Wealth Creation, organized by Chettinad Academy and Research Education, Kelapakam, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, in collaboration with Association of Mutual Funds India, AMFI. Before going into the session, let me share the agenda of the today's event and few pointers to the audience. We will have the welcome address delivered by Ms. Mahashweta from BBA LLB Honors, first year, Chettinad School of Law. Then there will be a brief introduction of our college, Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, followed by the introduction of the speaker delivered by Ms. Curlin Paul, BA LLB Honors, first year, Chettinad School of Law. Then our distinguished speaker of the day, Mr. Suryakant Sharma, Senior Consultant, AMFI, will deliver the theme speech. Then there will be a question and answer session, which will be conducted by Mr. Siddharth, LLB Honors, first year, Chettinad School of Law. Then we will have the vote of thanks delivered by Ms. Monashri, BA LLB Honors, second year, Chettinad School of Law. I request the participants to turn on your videos and mute your audios to avoid any kind of difficulties. Participants can drop in your questions in the chat box so that our coordinators will deliver it to the distinguished speaker. Most awaited time has come. Let's begin with the session. I now request Ms. Mahashweta of BBA LLB Honors to deliver the welcome address.
I'm really privileged to have the pleasant task of welcoming the distinguished gathering for the webinar meet on behalf of Chettinad Academy of Research and Education. I'm Mahashweta, pursuing BBA LLB Honors, first year at Chettinad School of Law. I warmly and respectfully welcome the chief guest, Mr. Suryakant Sharma. We are indeed grateful for graciously and readily accepting our invitation. My word of welcome also goes to faculties and staff members from various colleges for joining in this grand occasion. At last, I would like to extend my heartfelt invitation to all the students and scholars to this gathering. Once again, welcome you all. Thank you.
Now, let me tell about Chettinad Academy of Research and Education. The Chettinad Group, with over 60 years of education, have been pioneered in providing a progressive learning environment across Tamil Nadu. They are currently responsible for over 12,000 students in 22 private, government-aided schools and colleges for medicine, dentistry, engineering, law, physiotherapy, nursing, architecture, allied health sciences, and pharmaceutical science. The Chettinad School of Law is recognized by the BCI and approved by the UGC and provides an environment that provides high quality education through active learning methods, qualified and experienced faculty, and exposure through legal internship. The School of Law is a member of the IUCN, Academy of Environmental Law, and the International Association of Law Schools. I now request Ms. Curlin Paul of BA LLB Honors to introduce our distinguished speaker.
Thank you, Alan. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here. I'm Curlin Paul, currently pursuing BA LLB Honors, first year at Chettinad School of Law. I'm honored to introduce the guest speaker of the day. Mr. Suryakant Sharma is a commerce graduate and master's in law with specialization in corporate laws. He is also Chartered Associate of Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. Shri Sharma has over 35 years of experience in banking and finance and securities market and has served in a leading financial institution. Thereafter, in Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and finally in SEBI. Shri Sharma joined Securities and Exchange Board of India in 2003 and served there for more than 15 years, has served in different departments of SEBI. Lastly, in addition to other assignments, he was TGM in charge of Office of Investor Awareness and Education in SEBI's Northern region for more than 5 years. Sri Sharma is also a member of working group of NCRT for developing vocational course on mutual funds for students of 11th and 12th classes. Sri Sharma is also a mentor for few NGOs working for financial literacy and investor awareness in the country. Under his supervision, more than 1,500 financial literacy and investor awareness programs were conducted across North India, and he himself has addressed as guest speaker in more than 600 IAPs. Under supervision of SEBI in 2019, he has joined Association of Mutual in India, an apex body of mutual fund in India, as a senior consultant North India. Sir, we are honored to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Curlin. We are very much happy to welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm thankful to Madam sitting with you for giving us the opportunity to be with all of you. And I am more happy than that a good number of students have joined this program. And I don't know what Madam has conveyed them about the purpose and intent of the program. And some students might have joined just because Madam has told them. Because they may not be even clear what is the purpose of this program for them. Yes, they may be right. Because they are still not earning. They are not earning. But my dear participants, and particularly my students, I wish to tell all of you that this is the right time for you to understand the basics of savings and investments. Because you are going to earn very soon, down the line in 1 or 2 or 3 years max. You might be going in practice, you might be going in some legal service, you might be joining some corporate. Wherever you are joining, you will start earning. So that is why this program is very much relevant for you as well at this stage. And more, very honestly speaking, this program is for 2 categories of investor, madam. One category of investors like you who are already earning. One category of investors like you are already earning. The other category of investors, those who are not yet earning, like your students, but they are going to earn very soon. So they are potential investors. And we should equally focus on them as well. So I will try to justify my session, which might be useful not only for the earners, your faculty members and staff members, but also for students who have not yet earning, but are going to earn very soon. 2-3 things I wish to mention here before I start my session, madam. This program is from Association of Mutual Fund in India, Amfi. But my dear participants, this is not a marketing event or a promotional event of mutual fund. I want to make it very clear to all the participants, madam, that this program is not a marketing event or a promotional event of mutual funds. It's purely an investor awareness program. And of course, I will talk about mutual funds as well at the end of my session. But otherwise, it is a purely a product neutral program. And secondly, as this program is for the participants, I would be more than happy if they can have a notebook and pen with them, so then they can note down anything they found useful or a new idea in my session, which they can explore further through Google and website, because we all know now we are flooded with the information on Google and everything is available on Google and website. But these programs are just sensitizing programs, just to sensitize your students and your faculty members and staff members as well as the importance of savings and investments. And thirdly and lastly, I would be more than happy, as the moderator has rightly pointed out, if more and more question come from the participants, they can put their question in the chat box. After my session is over, moderator or madam will ask the question on their behalf, or they can directly raise the hand and they can directly ask the question as well. We will give them opportunity to ask the question as well. So now let me start the session now. And today topic madam has given to all of us is financial empowerment through wealth creation. My dear participants, first we should understand what is financial empowerment and what is wealth creation. Because unless and until we know what is financial empowerment or wealth creation, we wouldn't be able to understand the basic concept of the topic of the session. And I will try to make the session, madam, as simple as I can. I will not make it a technical session. I will not use any technical terminology, which a majority of the participants may not even be interested for. But so, what is financial empowerment? What is financial empowerment? Simply speaking, financial empowerment, my dear participant, is financial freedom. I should have money when I need it. This is basically financial empowerment, or for that matter, financial freedom. That I should have money when I need it. So I should have money at all the time because I will need money in my life all the time. Secondly, what is wealth creation? Wealth creation simply means, and you should understand, my dear participant, very clearly, wealth creation simply means that my money should earn money for me. That is the basic concept of wealth creation, that my money should earn money for me. Because normally what happens, madam, particularly service class people, our total focus has always been on earning money. I should get promotion, I should get increment, I should get increase in my salary, I should get increase in my allowances. That is all justified. I am not saying that these are not important. But equally important is that money which I earn should also earn money for me. And before coming to that aspect of the money, my dear participant, because I am not able to ask any question directly with the moderator or the madam. Otherwise, I just keep asking question and then take my session forward with the answers which participant give. But I think in this session, in a hall, a good number of participants are sitting, and some might have joined through Zoom as well from their mobile and websites. So the basic question which comes to before all of us is, what money gives us? What money gives us? And my dear participants, you are all aware, we are all passionate about money. Can anybody just range who says that I don't want money? Is there any participant in the hall who says that I don't want money? Anybody there? No, I don't think anybody will be there who don't want money. We all need money in our life, rather huge money. Because only through money we can enjoy our life, or we can pull our life on. So money is an integral part of our life. And money is the most essential element of our life. So the question now arises, what money gives us? What money gives us? My dear participants, money gives us two basic things in our life. You must understand that. The first thing is, money gives us prosperity. And prosperity simply means I should have money when I need it. And madam, you will agree with me that prosperity has got different definition for different category of person. When I don't have anything, what is prosperity for me? Taking care of my basic needs. This is prosperity for me if I don't have anything. But when I have got basic needs taken care of, ma'am, then we will not stop there. It is human nature. then we will definitely think of developing some comfort for me and for my family. I should have a reasonable house. I should have a vehicle. I should have a minimum appliances at my home. So I feel comfortable. I can lead comfortable life. This is the second aspect or second stage of prosperity. But even ma'am, wherever basic comfort are met, would we stop ourselves? No, that is not the nature of the humans. We will definitely then go for the luxury. Madam, sometime will definitely dream for a palatial house, a fancy car, a helicopter pad, helipad around her house, so they can wherever she can go through helicopter as well. So this is dream. We all have such type of dreams. So money also gives us prosperity at the third stage. But my dear participants, money also gives us very important thing in our life. And that is security. Security. We feel secure when we have plenty of money. But you will appreciate that money gives us security only when we have plenty of money. One day, madam will have 100 crore in her bank account, definitely. And on that day, madam will feel secure. No problem, Baba. I have got now 100 crore in my bank account. If anything happens to me or my family, I will manage with that money. When I was mentioning 100 crore in madam's bank account, madam was also smiling. Because madam, we all know we are all service class people. And at least through service, we wouldn't be having that much of money. If you go for business, if you go for a startup, if you go for a profession, then there is a possibility that you have that much of money. But through normal service, we wouldn't be having that much of money. So now the question arises, then how I will feel secure? Because I want security as well. And not only security for myself, but for my life, my family as well. So how I can develop security? Yes, my dear participant, please note down. We all can develop security for ourselves and for our family if we do these three things in our life, more particularly, madam, at the beginning of our career. And this is more relevant for the students because they are going to earn very soon. They are going to start career very soon. So when you start earning in the first year of your career itself, please do these three things in your life. And these three things, madam, I again repeat, will give them security only. These three things are not related to prosperity. We will discuss prosperity after the security aspect is over. So first thing which every individual must do, my dear participant, every earning person must have adequate life insurance cover. I again repeat, every earning person must have adequate life insurance cover. And madam, more so when I am the single earner in my family, when I am the sole earner in the family, then life insurance become very, very important. And why we take life insurance cover, my dear friends? We take life insurance cover because our life is pretty uncertain. Madam, today everything is going on very well. I am earning, my family is enjoying, my kids are getting education, everything is going well. But am I sure 100% what will happen tomorrow? No, nobody is sure, nobody, because life is pretty uncertain. And that uncertainty sometimes kills us. This uncertainty gives us a sense of fear that if I am not available to my family tomorrow, what will happen to them? How they will survive? How my kids will get education? How their monthly expenses will be met? How other expenses? This is very natural. It is very natural. That is why we take in life insurance cover, that in case because of some misfortune, I am not available to my family, at least my family should not feel economical problem, financial problem. Of course, they will have social problems, they will have emotional problems, but at least they should not have financial problem. And financial problem, madam, is very, very important, because suppose I don't get salary next month, how I will manage my affairs? How I will pay the fee of my children? So that is why financial problem is most important problem in our life. And if we take adequate life insurance, and if and because of any misfortune, because of death, if I'm not available to my family tomorrow, at least my family should get a reasonable, rather huge amount, which they can deposit somewhere, invest somewhere, and out return on which they can survive. That is the purpose of life insurance cover. And my dear participants, madam might have also taken some life insurance cover. We always do take, but most of the life insurance people do take only inadequate life insurance cover. That is for namesake only. Madam might have taken a life insurance cover of 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs or 15 or 20 lakhs. My dear participant, that is grossly inadequate. And we should take adequate life insurance cover. And what is the definition of adequate life insurance cover, my dear participant? You must take life insurance cover minimum 10 times of your annual income. I again repeat, minimum 10 times of your annual income. Suppose somebody is earning 20 lakhs a year, then ideally speaking, he or she must take life insurance cover of not less than 2 crore rupees. That is the adequacy, madam. And that will really serve the purpose in case of some misfortune. That is why I keep requesting in my program, please do take life insurance cover, but it has to be adequate. And here again, my dear participants, early you take, lesser will be the premium. This is the basic rule of life insurance cover. Early you take, lesser will be the premium, because madam, life insurance premium is directly related to your age. That is why I keep telling my participants, don't keep deferring the decision of taking adequate life insurance cover. And as early you take, it will be better. So second thing, I want to request all the participants, please do take adequate health insurance cover. My dear participant, we have just discussed life insurance cover, and now we are discussing health insurance cover. And please do understand very clearly, life insurance cover is different and health insurance cover is different. Both are different. Don't mix each other. Life insurance cover we take that in case of death, my family should get a rather very good or huge amount to survive. And health insurance we take that in case of some medical emergency in future or some accident, I should take adequate, I should be able to get the best treatment in a best private hospital. Because my dear participants, and madam, you will also agree, unfortunately, even after 75 years of independence, our governmental health system is not up to mark, unfortunately. So we have to go to the private hospitals only. But there the problem is different, my dear friends. The private hospitals charge exorbitantly. If a person remain in the private hospital for 10-15 days, private hospital may raise a bill of not less than 10 or 12 lakhs. From where that money will come. But my dear friends, if you have taken health insurance cover of that adequate amount, then all your medical bill and expenses of the private hospital will be directly paid by the insurance company from whom you have taken health insurance cover to the hospital. You will not be required to pay anything. You simply go to the best hospital nearby, get the best treatment, come home recovered without paying anything. This is also called cashless treatment, because you need not pay anything. That is the purpose and utility of health insurance cover. And nowadays, a very good health insurance policy is available in the market, my dear participants, which students should go and discuss with their parents as well. And faculty members and staff members should know about this. The name of the policy is Floater health insurance cover, FLOATER, floater health insurance cover. It is also called umbrella health insurance cover. Basically, this is a unique health insurance cover policy where when I take, I have the liberty and leverage to include my spouse name, that is my wife's name, my kid's name, and even my parents' name. So in one singular health insurance cover policy, all members of the family are covered. And in any emergency arises with any member of the family, sir, then they can go to the best hospital nearby, get the best treatment, come home recovered without paying anything. So that is the purpose and utility of having adequate health insurance cover. And what is the definition of adequacy here? If you are living in metros, then ideally your family should have floater health insurance cover of not less than 25 lakhs. But if you are living in 2-tier or 3-tier cities, then a health insurance cover of around 10-15 lakhs will be adequate or reasonable. So second request I want to make all of you, please do take adequate health insurance cover. And the third request I want to make about the, again, security only. And madam, I don't know about your institution, whether your institution had paid regularly your salary and allowances during pandemic, I don't know. But at the same time, we are aware that lakhs of people had lost their job during pandemic. Lakhs of people have got substantial reduction in their salaries and allowances. And madam, majority of them had passed through a very, very tough time. And all was unexpected. Nobody had even dreamed that this time will come in the humankind history when people will be confined to their homes for months together. So that was a very, very tough time and totally unexpected time. So those who lost the job, those who got reduction in their salary, businesses were closed, professions were closed. Madam, how they have survived, only they can tell their stories. And it was very tough time for them. But this corona has taught us one very important lesson, my dear participants. That is, every family now must have an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs with them. Every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs for them. But the purpose of developing emergency fund, madam, that in case such emergency arises in the future, if corona comes recur again, or some new disease comes in, we have already been discussing a lot of things about new disease, or anything emergency happens, then at least I am able to manage my family affair or family expenses for minimum 1 year. That is the purpose of developing emergency fund. So third thing I want to request all of you, please do develop an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs. And I'm not saying that you keep this 5 lakh rupees emergency fund at home in a currency form. Rather, it is advisable that you should make bank fixed deposit of that amount with a good bank earning reasonable return. And whenever any emergency arises, you can withdraw that amount at a very short notice. That is the purpose of emergency fund. So the third thing, please do develop an emergency fund. So 3 things I have told, madam, to participants about the security aspect only. First thing is, every individual must have adequate life insurance cover. Every individual must have adequate health insurance cover. And then every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 to 7 lakhs. These 3 things will give you security. And once we have taken care of security aspect of our life or family life, then definitely we should think about the prosperity. So now coming to the prosperity, my dear participants, are you aware what is the main source of money for all of us? Those particularly service class, middle class person. Madam, what is the main source of money for all of us? Salary is the main source. Salary which we get from our employer, in your case from your institution, and if somebody working in a factory, somebody working in a company, somebody working in an establishment, wherever we are working, we get our salary, we get our monthly salary. So salary is the main source of money for middle class, salary class person. And what do we do with the salary, sir? A majority of our salary goes into taking care of our monthly expenses. A majority of our salary goes into taking care of our monthly expenses. But my dear participants, we Indians have a unique habit, indeed very unique. And that habit has saved us from disaster, economic disaster in 2008 and earlier as well. And what is uniqueness? My dear participants, the uniqueness is that every Indian has got a habit of not spending all the money which he or she is earning. We sincerely try to take away some money out of our income. Everybody tries. Even a person who is earning 10,000 or 15,000 rupees will definitely sincerely, of course, very difficult. We do appreciate. Nowadays, because of inflation and all these things, it is very difficult. But still, a person who is earning 10, 15,000 will definitely try to take away some money out of their income. And the money which we don't spend out of our income, my dear participant, it is called savings. It is called savings. And most of the Indian families are savers. We sincerely try to save. Of course, it depends upon our income, it depends upon our expenditure, it depends upon our liability and all other factors. But we sincerely try. Every Indian tries. Every family tries. But two things lacks here. The first thing is we are very casual about saving. Say that this month I might have saved 10,000, next month it might be 5,000, third month it might be 8,000, and fourth month it may even be 0. So I'm casual about saving. But here I want to request all the particularly students to understand, when you start earning, you must not be casual about saving. You must, at the first stage, decide what you can save comfortably. I am underlying the word comfortably. I am not prescribing anything. You should save 20%, 30%, 40%. What I am saying is, whatever you can save, you must save. Suppose a person says that my salary is 50,000, my expenses are around 40,000, so I can save 10,000. Then okay. But the only request is, then he or she must save 10,000 every month without fail religiously. That's very, very important. Very, very important. So we must identify an amount of savings out of our salary, and then we must save that amount religiously every month. This is the first request I want to make all of you. And this is not a small request. I know, my dear participant, it is tough, but it is not impossible. You can do it provided you commit yourself that come what may, I will save this amount. And this commitment has to be there. The second request about saving is, please keep increasing your saving minimum by 10%. Suppose this year you are saving 10,000 a month, then next year, my dear participant, it should be minimum 11,000 a month. And how it can be increased, we all know. Madam knows it very well. Because we get increment, we get DNS allowance, we get increase in our salary. In between, we also get promotion. All these things keep happening in our life. So with the increase in income, we must increase our saving minimum by 10% every year. These two things looks very, very small and ordinary thing. But my dear participants, these things are going to change your life forever, provided you stick to it. Provided you make commitment on this, that you will save a particular amount every month without fail, and then keep increasing your saving minimum by 10% every year. So So we are savers. We are saving, and you will save. With a promise I have taken from you, I hope you will save definitely when you start earning. Particularly, I'm talking to students. But then what we do with the savings which we do every month? What we do or what we should do? There is a one way for all of us. One option is there, and that is a foolish way. And what is that? I am saving religiously whatever I am saving. But what nonsensely or what foolishly I am doing? I am taking that money out of my bank account where I am getting salary, counting that money, feel happy, and keeping that money at my home in a box. If anybody is doing like this, my humble request to him or her is, please stop it at once. We must save, but we must not save our savings into currency format or put at home or leave in bank account. Because, my dear participant, that is gross injustice to ourselves, to our country, and to your family as well. So please never do this. Then naturally you will ask me what to do. Yes, there is other way out, which is available for all of us, is that we should put our savings. We should put our savings into some assets, value of which will increase in future, and we should put our savings into some financial instrument which will give us periodical and regular return. And my dear participants, the process of putting your savings into some assets or in some financial instrument, it is called investment. So saving is the first step, investment is the second step. So you should not only necessarily have to be a saver, because if you don't save, what you will invest naturally. So you have to be saver, but you must not stop at saving. You must invest your savings into some assets or in some financial instrument. So we are also investor also. Those even students will realize when they start earning that we are all investors as well. But unfortunately, I don't know, madam will agree with me or not. Unfortunately, my dear participants, most of the middle class, salary class person, despite their best efforts in saving and investment, they just remain money accumulators. They don't become wealth creators. Please do understand what I am saying now. Despite their sincere efforts in saving and investment, they just remain money accumulators. They don't become wealth creators. But my dear participant, please do understand, accept, and appreciate that wealth creation is the only way of your prosperity. Money accumulation is not going to going for prosperity for you. So you have to create wealth. So you please do understand the difference between money accumulation and wealth creation. And that I want to share with you through a simple, very simple example. Suppose madam has got 1 lakh rupees with her. Then, and she goes for a bank FD, fixed deposit for 1 year. The present rate of interest is around 5.5% or 6%. So we take it 6%. So madam goes for a 1 year bank FD for 1 year, having interest rate of 6%. After 1 year, when FD matures, I meet madam and just ask her, what happened to your FD, ma'am? Ma'am is very happy. She's joyous. She says that she has earned 6,000 rupees as bank interest income. And she's happy. When I ask her, madam, are you happy? Are you right? She says, yes, I'm absolutely right. You can see my passbook. There is an entry, credit entry of 6,000 rupees as bank interest income. And 1 lakh rupees has been given back by the bank. Madam, you are right, but you are not right. You are right because you got 6,000 rupees. But madam, you are not right. because you didn't factor into two very important factors while analyzing return on your investment. And interest on your FD is also a return on your investment. And what these factors are? The first factor, most important factor, is inflation. Inflation simply means increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. So when Madam was going last year for bank FD, had he not gone for bank FD and could have purchased from 1 lakh rupees some items or might have availed some services from 1 lakh rupees, my dear participants, can anybody tell me, would Madam be able to purchase the same items, say, or avail same services after 1 year at 1 lakh rupees? Would she be able to do it? No, you know it will not be possible. Why? Because of inflation, the prices of those items or goods have increased. Suppose during this period of 1 year FD, the interest, the inflation rate has been 5%. It simply means that last year, Madam, whatever could have purchased from 1 lakh rupees, after 1 year, she will need to pay not 1 lakh rupees, but 1,05,000 rupees for the same items, goods and services. So, my dear participants, you see in reality, out of 6,000 Madam earned, and she was very happy at that time. But in reality, out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Please do understand, this is very, very important. Because normally we don't take into account such things. We are happy with whatever we get. But in reality, inflation eats a major chunk of your return or income on your investment. So the second factor which you must understand is income tax or capital gain on most of the income. And you might not be aware, by my dear students at least, but faculty members or staff members must be aware that most of the income and return we get on, whether it may be salary, whether it may be other thing, or maybe return on investment, we have to pay income tax or capital gain tax. In the case of FD, my dear participant, the rule is very clear. Whatever you earn as interest income on your investment, in this case FD, you have to include that income into your total income and pay tax, income tax, as per your slab. Suppose you are in 20% bracket, then you will have to pay 20% income tax on your return. In this case, 6,000. So now you see the proposition. Out of 6,000, 5,000 was eaten by the inflation, and you have to pay 20% income tax on 6,000. That is 1,200. Now you see the proposition. Madam was very happy when she got 6,000. But my dear participant, in reality, out of 6,000, 5,000 was eaten by the inflation. 1,200 she has to pay as income tax. So in reality, Madam got nothing. Rather, 200 rupees has gone out of her pocket. And this is money accumulation, where we don't get any real return. I am underlying the word real return, because Madam did get 6,000, but that was her only notional return. That was notional return only. There was no real return, because in real return, you have to deduct inflation and tax liability. So in this scenario, out of 6,000, 5,000 was eaten by the inflation. 1,200 you have to pay as income tax. You got nothing. So your real return was negative, zero. Rather 200 rupees went out of your pocket. That is why you must appreciate and understand that most of the middle class, salary class person investments are money accumulation only. That is why we are not able to create wealth for us and for our family. And that is why we just remain money accumulators in our life. We don't become wealth. So my dear participants, you have to understand that we must earn some real return on our investments. Now the question arises, why most of us are not able to earn real return? Yes, there is a reason for it. And the reason lies in your mind, my dear participant. The reason is very simple. That most of us don't want to take any risk. Now, Baba, don't discuss about the risk even. We don't want to take any risk. Tell us something about the safe investment decision message I normally get when my session comes at this stage. Because people don't want to take risk. That is their mindset. And it is very difficult to change their mindset. But my dear participant, please do understand, please do accept that most of the investments have got risk. Whether you accept it or not, most of the investment have got risk. So risk is there in investment, please do accept it. But at the same time, we can manage our risk and we can minimize our risk. It is 100% there. We can manage our risk and we can minimize our risk. How? By adopting a very simple two-word formula: think, understand, and invest. We have to think two things about ourselves. What is my risk appetite? How much risk I can take? And second is, what is my time horizon of investment? These two things we have to think about ourselves before taking any investment decision. And then third, the second word is think, understand, and invest. Second word is invest, understand. We have to understand very carefully where we are investing. What is the product? What is the risk involved in that product? Whether I am in a position to take that level of risk which is inbuilt in the product. These things have to be very clearly understood before taking any investment decision. So please do understand that we have to think about our risk appetite and secondly our time horizon of investment, because time horizon of investment is equally important. Why? Because we will need money in our life, not in one go, my dear friends. We will need money in our life many times in our life. Rather huge money. We will need huge money in our life. So we have to invest our money, our savings as per our time horizon of investment. How much money I will need at what time? This is very important. So one more thing I want to tell all of you is that is rule of compounding. Rule of compounding is very, very important thing, my dear participants. And rule of compounding simply means you have to make a commitment with yourself that you will never, never, never utilize the return or income which you might have got on your investment for your personal consumption, for celebration, for vacation, nothing doing. This commitment you have to make. Then what you will do, what you should do, you must, whenever you get any return, may it be 500, may it be 5 lakhs, whenever you get any return on your investment, you have to club that return with your regular investment and reinvest that. And if you do it continuously for 15, 20 years, my dear participant, wonders will happen in your life. That is why it is called eighth wonder. Wonder will happen because you have not consumed a single penny of return or income on your investment. What you have simply done is you have simply reinvested with a regular investment. And if you do it for 15, 20 years, my dear participant, we may not meet after 15, 20 years, but you will remember my words. If you practice this formula of rule of compounding in your investment decisions, rest assured there will be least problem. And after 15-20 years, you will be happily surprised that your return portion has become much bigger than your original investment. But my dear participant, it will be happening not today, not tomorrow. It will be happening after 15-20 years. So in investment, patience is the key. Have patience, but at the same time, keep reviewing your investment periodically, maybe half-yearly, maybe yearly. Now, we will discuss about the products available in the market where we can invest, because that is equally important. The first category of product which is available in the market for middle class, salary class person is Public Provident Fund Account, PPF. Those who are already earning, staff member and faculty members, please do understand and appreciate that Public Provident Fund Account scheme is a very good scheme of the Government of India. And if any of the faculty members or staff member has not opened account for under PPF scheme, please do it. It is my request to all of you, because it is a very good scheme. Still, it gives 7.10% interest, which is compounding every year. And minimum amount you can deposit is 500 rupees only. Maximum amount you can deposit is 1.5 lakhs per year. You can open the PPF account in any of the bank or post offices. So please do open a PPF account, those who are already earning. And even a student must understand when they start earning, they must have a PPF account in the first year itself. The scheme is for 15 years, but it can be extended for another period of 5 years, 5 years, and 5 years. So please do keep extending the scheme unless until you need money. Second scheme of the Government of India is National Savings Certificate, NSE, where you can invest. Thirdly is Kisan Vikas Patra. This is the third scheme of the Government of India where you can invest. Fourth scheme is Governmental Securities, where you can invest. Fourth is RBI taxable and tax-free bonds, where you can invest. So all these are in the first category of a governmental saving scheme. The uniqueness of all these schemes, my dear, is that there is no risk. Whatever government promises you, government will give you return. Government will pay you interest, whatever the scheme structure is there. And there is no risk. Of course, the return may not be extraordinary. It may even be less than reasonable sometime, but without any risk. There is no risk at all. So, and I personally feel that a normal investor should invest 15 to 20% of their income into governmental small savings scheme. Then comes the second product is property or real estate. Property in real estate is a product where you can invest, but my dear participants, risk is there. You don't know what money you will get when you want to sell the property, or even when you will be able to, when you need the money, would you be able to sell the property at that time? Then maintenance of property is also not cost effective. And fourth and last one is, fourth and last one is that it requires huge amount of investment. For real estate investment, huge amount of money is required. So real estate is an option for you. You better take a call as per your wisdom. Third product available in the market is gold, GOLD, gold. I don't know whether madam is available over here or it or not at this stage. Because gold historically has been a safety valve for most of the middle class, salary class person. And nowadays a very good scheme of the Government of India is on, my dear participants, That the scheme name is Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme, very good scheme of the government of India, where you can invest minimum 1 gram gold price or maximum 4 kg gold price you can invest. And government will give you two benefits, madam. First is government will give you 2.5% interest. It is a government scheme, not private scheme. Government will give you 2.5% interest. Secondly, additionally, government will give you appreciation in the gold price will also be given to you. Suppose today you invest at the rate of 50,000 10 gram. After 8 years, the tenure of the scheme is 8 years. After 8 years, suppose the gold price is 80,000 10 gram. Then government will give you 80,000 10 gram price. So you will not only get appreciation in the gold price, plus guaranteed 2.5% interest. And so this is a very good government of India scheme. Please do, and even students should go and tell their mothers today when they go home about this scheme. It is called Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. SOVEREIGN. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Then last product available for middle class, salary class person is securities market, share bazaar. Madam, share bazaar is also one of the products, but when I start talking about the share bazaar, some participant may send a message in chat box. Sir, this is just speculation. We don't know how market goes up, how market goes down. And madam might have invested some money on the advice of their one of friends or relation, and she might have lost that money or might have not got any return. So madam is very clear. She will not spend in security market. She will not invest in security market. There are people like this. But I want to tell all of you, security market is a purely knowledge-based market, madam. Purely knowledge-based market. And those who don't have knowledge must not invest. I am of the opinion. Because unless and until you have knowledge of the market, you must not invest. And security market has got risk. Naturally, security market has got risk. So you need to understand. But one thing I want to tell all of you, that security market has given, madam, highest return amongst all investment products. You might not be aware. Security market has given, madam, 15% average annual return, which no other product has given. But again, I am very clear, it is a risky market. Risk is there. So those who don't have knowledge of the market must not invest directly at least. But there is an indirect way of investing into security market. And that is mutual funds. That is mutual funds. Mutual funds is indirect way of investing into security market. In mutual funds, you are not giving money, you are not directly investing. Madam, you are giving your money to the experts. You are giving your money to the experts to invest. Why you are giving, madam? Because firstly, I don't have knowledge, I don't have time. Secondly, experts have got knowledge. He has got everything to know about all these things. That is why security market, mutual fund is a proposition where we give our money to the experts, but the expectation is very clear, madam. Please earn maximum return for me and give back to me. Very simple. Please give, earn return and give back. So security market is not a social service, very honestly speaking. It is a proposition where we are giving our money with the expectation of getting maximum return. Secondly, security market, mutual funds have got some very unique feature, madam. One is In mutual fund, schemes are there as per your risk appetite. Suppose somebody is there who can take high risk, then equity funds are there. But then there may be other persons who may not like to take risk, high risk. For them, debt fund is there. DEBT debt fund is there. And suppose third person is there who want to take some risk but not high risk, then third category is there, that is called hybrid funds. It is called hybrid. In equity fund, please understand very carefully. In equity fund, your money will be invested into the equity share of the corporates. And when your money is invested into the equity share of the corporate, madam, risk is very high. Because always market share price of the equity goes up and down, always. So risk is very high, but at the same time, there is brighter possibility of earning higher return. That is also there. So those who can take risk had the potentiality of earning higher return. But those who don't want to take any less risk, then debt fund is there. In debt fund, madam, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. Understand the difference? In equity share, your money will be given as will be invested into the equity share. In debt fund, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. And when a loan is given, madam, return is reasonable and risk is also less. So those who don't want to take high risk, then this is there. And third one is hybrid fund. In hybrid fund, some of your money will go to the equity fund and some of money will go to the debt fund. So you are getting benefit of both. You are getting benefit of the both. Because you are putting some money in equity and other you are putting your some other balance money into the debt. There are two unique features of the mutual fund, madam, which you must understand, and particularly your students must understand. That is the first feature, or that is called magic in mutual fund. It is called SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. And my dear participant, SIP is nothing but a recurring account where you are monthly or regularly investing a particular amount. And minimum amount you can invest is 500 rupees. Or rather, I will encourage your students, madam, to start investing through SIP 500 rupees out of their pocket money. Because by the time they start earning, they will have fair idea about the mutual fund investment and all these things. That is why I encourage your students to start an SIP of even 500 rupees. And SIP can be started, madam, in equity fund, debt fund, or in hybrid fund as well. So you have to understand that SIP is a magic for the middle class, salary class person. And if you continue for minimum 15-20 years, then madam, magic will be happening in your life. But it will be happening not today, not tomorrow. It will take minimum 15-20 years. So please do understand, you start an SIP, continue with the SIP for 10-15 years, 20 years, you will have huge amount. I just want to give you an example, madam, for information for your students. And this example is factual, but I will not name the scheme because that will be unfair marketing of that scheme, unfair on my part. So name I am withholding, but facts are there. Madam, your student must understand what I am saying now. In 1995, one equity fund was started by a mutual fund company, madam, which is technically called AMC. And madam at that time was very young, and she is still very young. But at that time, she started an SIP of 10,000 rupees in that scheme. Of course, 10,000 was a big amount in 1995. But you started an SIP of 10,000 rupees. You started an SIP of 10,000 rupees, madam. And you continued with the SIP right from 1995 to 2022. That is crux of the matter. Please do understand. Starting SIP 1995 and continuing with the SIP till 2022, without any interruption. Every month you are investing 10,000 a month. Because typically, madam, what happens? People do come into the share market when market goes up, start SIPs, investing. But when markets go down, people withdraw their money. People stop SIP. This is the blunder they do, which madam didn't. And madam, do you know what corpus you have today? I again repeat, 10,000 rupees SIP from 1995 to till today. Madam, you have a corpus of now of 9.57 crore. 9.57 crore. That's the magic of SIP. But 2-3 things are clear. You have to continue with the SIP for a longer period, minimum 10, 15, 20 years. Then you must not never stop SIP. This is the crux of the thing. Last 2 things I want to mutual fund. I can continue for 2 hours, but there is a time constraint. So last 2 things I want to tell, madam, to all the participants. There is a menace in our country, madam, very serious disease. That menace is called Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committees. People do come and with the promise of giving you higher return, doubling your money in 3 or 4 years. But madam, rest assured, it is not going to happen at all. They will simply vanish with your money because they don't have any business model. So I will request all of you, particularly students, to go and tell their parents today that they must not invest their hard-earned money into Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committees. And madam, I will request you, please start a campaign with the help of your students across your area to educate as much people as you can that they must not invest their hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, chit fund and anything else. If they don't know anything, they should simply put their money in bank and post offices. At least their money will be safe. And last thing I want to tell all the participants, particularly young students, please do listen to it very carefully. Prosperity is my right. Every student is telling, every person is telling, madam, prosperity is my right. It is not a begging. It is not a luck at all. Prosperity is my right. I might have born into a poor family. There might be happening. Somebody might have born into a poor family. Birth in a poor family is not a curse at all. Please do understand. Birth in a poor family, my dear participant, is not a curse at all, madam. But living as poor and die as a poor is a curse that we all can take care of by making our savings habit right from the first month we start earning, and then continue or investing our money in a good product, earning real return. And I wish all you to be prosper because that is your right. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful session. We have gained a lot of information about mutual funds, health insurance, emergency funds, savings, investment, government savings schemes, etc. Hope everyone felt the same. Thank you very much, sir. Now let's move on with the question and answer session, sir. I request Mr. Siddharth of LLB Honors first year to carry on with the question and answer session. Over to you, Mr. Siddharth.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Siddharth. I'm doing my first year LLB honors in Chettinad School of Law. So I've got a few questions from the members of the audience. The first is from Saraswati of first year LLB. What advice would you give to people who have land and gold, but who are not having a regular source of income? How can they use that to create wealth?
Dekhiye, of late, land has not been giving reasonable return. Very honestly, you will appreciate. Before monetization, because of black money component, very honestly speaking, land prices were high. But after that monetization, land prices have been stable and prices have rather not increased the way which were increasing earlier. That is why I personally feel that in future as well, land or real estate may not give you extraordinary return. I am not saying anybody to come out of it, but think of coming out at least portion of that land, if possible, if practical, sell it and invest in some good products. And gold, as far as gold is concerned, my dear participants, and you will also agree, my dear friend, that Indian middle class people treat gold not as an investment. It is a safety valve. We don't treat a gold as an investment. It is a safety valve for the family. We hardly sell gold, or we hardly purchase gold as an investment. But gold we do purchase. And that has been a historical phenomena in Indian families. So gold, you do purchase, but nowadays, as I mentioned, sovereign gold bond scheme, that is a digital scheme you can scheme. So better not to purchase physical gold, go for the digital gold. This is my advice to you.
Thank you, sir. The next question comes from Suvega, second year BA LLB. What is the biggest problem which is faced by the youth in personal finance management?
They don't know, or they don't take interest in their personal finance. This is the biggest problem. And I will urge all of you, my dear, you are young persons, you must take extreme interest in your money. Because making money is an art. Madam will agree with me. And we all can make money out of our money. It is only an art. It is only, but it requires sustained intervention and involvement. Making money will not happen, my dear friend, in a day or two. It is a continuous process. And this process will go on till your breath last. Because it is a process. It is not an event. And I don't understand why we should not be alert. We must alert. And we must take keen interest in making our money. My money should make money for me.
Yes. The next question is from Vijay Venkat, second year LLB honors. How effective or useful are tax-free bonds in terms of creating wealth? Or if they are not they not useful?
My dear, basically tax-free bonds are useful only for those category of persons who have got high income range. If you have lower income range or regional middle level regional range, then you should not bother, because tax liability will not be much. Only those who have very high income, because their tax liability will go much higher if they invest in taxable bonds. For those category of people, only tax-free bonds are a part of their money. They can park in those instruments. But otherwise, for middle class, salary class person, if you have got reasonable income, normal taxable bond will okay.
Okay, sir. This question is from Ashwat Neelagandan, third year BCom LLB. How does inflation affect your investments?
Everything. Basically, inflation is the only factor, as I mentioned in the beginning of my session. Inflation affects your investment to the greatest level, because rather it eats your return. That is why, madam, I had mentioned about the real return and notional return. So inflation is a factor which eats up to your return. That is why you must be very careful that you must earn something out of inflation. Well, suppose inflation rate is 5%, suppose, then your return on your investment must be more than inflation. Because if you earn 5%, then you are earning nothing, because everything is eaten up by the inflation. That is why inflation is very important factor to look into while analyzing return on your investments.
The next question is from Sudarshan, first year LLB. In the current days, scenario, is it advisable for having a two-income household where both work?
I think it is a compulsion, my dear, nowadays. There is no option, madam will agree with me. Nowadays, it has become a compulsion. Because the standard of living has gone up like anything. Cost of living has gone up like anything. if one person in a family earns very well, then it is okay. Then it is okay. But if a person is earning reasonably, then he or she will not be able to manage the family affairs in a very good manner. That is why the need. I am not propagating. I am not opposing or supporting that, because it depends upon individual to individual. But earning by both the spouses has become a necessity nowadays, because the cost of living has gone up. Education expenses have gone up. You will agree with me. A normal education MBA degree costs not less than 25 lakhs. If you want to send your children to some foreign country for education, you will need crores of rupees, not even lakhs, crores of rupees. From where that money will come? When a single earner in the house, single earner will get that money. That is why I feel sometimes it is necessity, but again, I leave it to the individuals to decide.
So the last question we have, this is from me. What would you say to somebody who's thinking of investing abroad, let's say either real estate or in dollars, since the dollar value keeps appreciating? What are your thoughts on that, sir?
Actually, after pandemic, there has been a lot of uncertainty. You will agree with me, because when you are keen to invest internationally, then you must be knowing the economic scenario across the world. So stability has not been there in most of the economies. There has been topsy-turvy ride. And you see in America also, America has seen 40% inflation, which was unheard, at least in European countries and USA. So this is a transient period, and I think it is a difficult period, very honestly speaking. So if you do it with caution, and don't put all your money in one instrument. Try to spread your wings, try to develop a basket of investment. Out of that, some of your money can definitely go to the international instruments.
Those are all the questions I had, sir. Thank you very much.
I hope I have been able to answer the questions.
Yes. These are all just messages. I don't think.
Yes. One Mr. L. Pawan has raised some hand. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
good evening, sir. Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, myself, L. Pawan Kumar, Department of Economics at University College of Arts, PG Tirupati, sir. Sir, I have one question, sir. Sir, what are the examples of creation of wealth, sir?
My dear, creation of wealth can happen through a lot of means. I can't single out one word or one means. You can create the wealth by purchasing assets. You can create the wealth by investing in financial instrument. You can create the wealth by investing in gold. You can create the wealth by putting some of your money into international markets. So there are a lot of avenues available to a normal human being for creating wealth.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Your webinars are too good, sir, and excellent also. So thanks for clear my doubts, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for patiently answering all the questions asked by the participants. We have come to the end of this session. I now request Ms. Mona Sri of BA LLB Honors, second year, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Ms. Mona.
A very good evening to one and all present here in the session. I'm B. Mona Sri, pursuing BA LLB Honors, second year, and I'm grateful to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Chettinad School of Law on this special day. I thank Mr. Suryakant Sharma, Senior Consultant AMFI, who has shared his valuable thoughts.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and words of wisdom. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants from various colleges, faculty, scholars, and students. I extend my sincere thanks to the registrars of Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, the respected faculties of Chettinad School of Law, Dr. Prema, Ms. Manisha, Ms. Kirti Solomon, and Mr. Nigel Mohan, and a special thanks to our faculty coordinator, Professor Dr. B. Rajeshwari, for organizing such a purposeful session.
Ma'am, on my behalf and on behalf of Amfi, I am thankful to all of you, particularly Rajeshwari ma'am, for giving me opportunity to interact with all of you. I would be more than happy to come to your institution physically as well at the first opportunity, and we will definitely have detailed discussions and sessions for your students and participants. So convey my thanks to all your team members, to your principal, your director, and top of it, special thanks to two persons. One category, you're all participants, you're all students. And secondly and lastly, Mr. Sabjar Ahmed, who has coordinated this event. So special thanks to Mr. Sabjar as well. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we have the national anthem.
I don't know.
Sir, actually, can you play the national anthem?
Screen sharing actually. The computers.
I once again thank each and everyone for spending your valuable time. Let's meet again soon. Until this, it's me, Alan, signing off.
Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.